Drivin Katz here. I'm at GM's Main Street in Motion. That's where you can drive all the latest GM models, plus the competition. Let's check it out. Okay, so I'm going to take the Corvette convertible Grand Sport for a spin. Checking out the interior. Looks nice. Can't take it at full throttle, can you?
You could have gone a little faster. Smash the gas here, a hard brake harder, look left, turn your head, look where you want to go, back on the gas.
Yeah, blew that one.
You did fine, and now stop here.
I'm with Neil here in the GMC Terrain, and he's going to take us through the
accident avoidance course. What we're going to do with this demonstration is show you how the stability control on the vehicle works. What I'm going to do is do 2 runs. I'm going to do one with the stability control totally defeated and turned off, and then I will go back and do one with it on so you can see the difference between how much it actually helps you.
All right, let's do it. Now, Drivin' Ivan does not recommend ever turning StabiliTrak or traction control off unless you really know what you're doing.
A lot of sliding around, especially it's the second time. It's when you initially turn in, you feel the vehicle's lean and slide. It's that second time when you go to catch it, then you have all that weight shifted from one side to the other, and that's where people get in trouble.
Here we go. We're going to do it again, and this is with it on.
This time we're going to turn it on and do the same thing and see how it helps us out.
Excellent. Just really
very smooth. I mean, I do.
No
the
drama.
The other thing is, I guess I should have pointed out, if you watched my hands on the first one, they're working a lot harder. It's the second one, I do nothing because the vehicle's doing all that for me.
In this Buick LaCrosse, this one's the CXL all-wheel drive version. Very comfortable car. First impression, light steering effort. I took it pretty quickly through some of the turns, and it responded pretty well. Safe, you would call it. Probably geared to understeer a bit, but that's the way it is. They have an ABS stopping area on this track, and you don't have to just be media to come here. That's the great thing about it. If you're in the market for a car, you can come on out, test drive everything GM has to offer, plus the competition, and it's really a great way in just a couple hours to come and drive a whole bunch of cars. So, great idea from GM here. And it's really impressive. GM Main Street America. So I'll give you driving impressions of many cars today, going over the bumps. Whoa! And this one seems to be very smooth. Okay, now I'm in the Buick Enclave CXL, and I've noticed that the driving position is nice. No problem in any Buick I've been in with adjusting the seat and the steering wheel to really comfortable setting. So that's a good thing. I've noticed on the navigation screen here that it seems to be like an all-in-one contained unit, almost an aftermarket type unit, but you know, you might see that as a bad thing. But it's not over-engineered. It's actually easy to use, and I kind of like that in a navigation and audio control system. Sometimes they tend to overthink them a bit, and Buick has not done that with this one. It's actually pretty good. Well, I've already driven the turbo Buick Regal, and I was very impressed with that one. Let's see how this one does. This is the non-turbo version. Everything looks similar, so that's a good sign. So this is the non-turbo Buick Regal, and I've got to say, it's a standout. You know, in turbo, it's nice and quick. It was honed on the Autobahns of Germany, actually built in Germany. And it's a standout car, kind of like the Suzuki Kizashi. It's maybe not an obvious choice, but man, it really does hold up well against the competition. It's a really nicely engineered car, and it's fun to drive. Really well put together. So this is Verena May. She's actually a professional drift driver. She took me around in the Corvette. You know, they need a trained professional for when you're behind the wheel, and she's a rally driver and a drift driver, so she really knows her stuff. And The most interesting thing about the Corvette is the speed. It's 0 to 60 in about 4.2, but the most interesting thing about it is actually the way to get out. You just press that and then you're out. Isn't that crazy? Every car needs a bit of design flair, and this one has it. Where can we see you in the next year or so?
Well, I started my rally career and I drive for the Team O'Neill Rally School in Dalton, New Hampshire.
Here I am in the Malibu LT. I was just in the LTZ. I like the tan appearance of this one a bit better, but I'm not crazy about the suede feel. That suede Alcantara thing doesn't really do it for me. But it's a good solid car, and I think it offers a lot for the money. Even though it's entry level, it still feels a little bit more polished than that actually. This is an interesting display here. This is the Cruise, which was wrecked at 40 miles per hour, and this shows you what it looks like during airbag deployment. Now they've done something pretty exciting. When the GM cars roll over, the bags actually stay deployed for 5 seconds, and that's to keep all the passengers safe. So the Honda Accord, sort of the gold standard for a basic sedan, and you know, the general feel of it is good. The steering's good, the dash layout is nice, but you know, these seats here, it's kind of like the Toyotas. I just do not like that kind of tacky sort of, I don't know, the seats just feel cheap to me in the entry levels. I prefer they go with like a vinyl or something. Of course, it's a good, solid, dependable car. You know, at this stage of the game, I think the American cars have improved so much that, you know, hey, I think they're certainly giving the Accord a run for their money in cars like the Malibu and the Cruise, certainly. So you owe it to yourself to get out here, and it's a great day to do it here with this GM event, and test drive everything and see how they compare. Something really nice about the Civic here, and it's the dash. I like the digital dash. It also has something that not a lot of cars have, and that's this Econ button. Now when you press it, turn it on, it says Econ on, and it actually lowers the air conditioning. Basically it does anything it can do to give you better gas mileage. Pretty impressive. So the Hyundai Elantra, like Kia, they're the other Korean manufacturer. Most well known actually. Kia is the newcomer. You know, I've liked their cars if you've been watching my reviews. And Hyundai also has their act together. This is a nice, solid feeling car, and I like their base interior trim. Not tacky, just very sensible, feels cool, and basically a well-rounded car, this Hyundai Elantra. Not a thing wrong with it. Interesting way the Impala has you control the ventilation system. I kind of like it. Kind of like the dash. Driving position, not perfect for me actually. I'd appreciate a telescoping steering wheel actually, but it's a large car, and I like the leather seats. You know, certainly not a high-end car, but it doesn't really feel cheap at all, which is a good thing. And hey, you know, this is the Impala. This is the basis for a lot of police cars across America since way back in the day. So it's kind of the GM Chevy gold standard of a sedan in the way like the Accord is for the imports. And tries well. So, have I driven a Ford lately? Yes, I have. It was a 1924 Model T. You should definitely check out that video. It's probably one of the most interesting cars I've ever driven. This is the Taurus, and feels nice and solid. There's no seat back adjustment. That's power. It's a manual adjustment, but the rest is power, except for the height. And it's a nice, well laid out car. I like the interior, fit and finish, the feel. It's a big car, nice big family sedan, and overall feels nice. Well, you can certainly see my full review of the Cruze at my Examiner site or on my YouTube site, but here is the Eco version, and you know, it's a good solid car. I really do like the Cruze. They've done a great job, GM that is, with the Chevy Cruze, and it feels really just as good as any of the competition, if not better. So you should definitely check this one out. Just seems to handle well. Steering feels good. There's just something about a car that when you get in and just everything feels right. So you can tell the GM did their homework on the Cruze, and it shows. So overall, I gotta say, I really like the style of the Nissan. It's sort of a Art Deco look. I talked about it in the Infiniti G37 that I just drove. You can Google Drivin Ivan in just about any car and get my test of that car, including that Infiniti. But this Nissan just feels like a good solid car. I like the I don't like the kind of Alcantara feel of the seats, but what I do like is dash is well laid out, and the seats, even though I don't like the feel of them, they're nice and big and bolstered and very supportive. So, you know, you can kind of get into a Nissan and know it's a Nissan. I also like the push button start, nice feature. So the Lexus ES350 feels polished and refined, and kind of just as you'd expect from a Lexus. Wood accents, nothing surprising about the handling, typical front wheel drive, but nice squirt of power. Certainly not a slow car in terms of your average sedan, probably on the faster end. Just a good, solid luxury sedan, as it was designed to be. So, the Acura TSX. I've actually driven this extensively, probably over a couple thousand miles, and I can tell you, it's a good, solid car. It's not probably as exciting as some cars to drive, some higher-end luxury cars. I think maybe Infinitis have a slightly better feel, but it is a very nice, technically sophisticated car. It's got everything you want, Bluetooth, available XM radio, and it's quick enough in the 4-cylinder version. The 6-cylinder, of course, if you want speed, is the one to go after, but definitely very reliable, very nice and well-built car. Okay, Acura TL. And, you know, like I said, I've driven the TSX a lot, and this one, it's got some nicer features, it's got more speed, but basically, same sort of feel overall. And I really wish they would give you things like remote keyless entry and perhaps the cooled seats of this one in the TSX as well. I know they want to separate their brand, you know, separate the cost level as well, give a bit of luxury to the TL buyers, but to me, you know, hey, other manufacturers are giving you keyless entry on the lower end models. I think Acura should do it too. Okay, so now I'm in the Traverse LTZ. This is the front wheel drive version, and it's got a hint of luxury to it. I like the feel of the dash, I like the look of the interior, very nice. And again, it has that nav audio unit that feels like an aftermarket one, but it's touchscreen and actually does the job well. Nice high seating position. It was very easy to get comfortable in the Traverse, and it's got a good solid feel to it. First thing you notice in the Honda Pilot is this quirky gear selector. Dash is a bit quirky too. Interesting. Definitely not following the mainstream, which is nice. Seats, feel very comfortable, and I like the feel also. Nice high seating position. This is the Pilot all-wheel drive, so press the throttle and all four wheels keep you going forward. Nice. Of course, you'd expect a Honda to feel solid and well put together, and it does. No surprises there. A bit quirky, which I kind of like, actually. I think quirky is good, and it kind of sets it apart from other vehicles. Toyota RAV4 feels solid. Seats feel nice, kind of a vinyl leather feel to them. They're most likely vinyl, and but feels good. Big readouts for your controls for the heating and everything. Very nice. Push button start, which I like. I like the swing out rear door. That's a nice feature as well. This one is the RAV4 all-wheel drive. So again, you've got that nice solid feeling when you press the accelerator. You know that all four wheels are pushing you to where you want to go. Good, solid feeling car, this RAV4. Nothing wrong with it. So the Equinox LT. Nice seating position, very comfortable. I'm really liking the two-tone here. Great looking dash. And I'll tell you what, the kids are going to be really happy in this one. It's got two flip-down monitors in back. And so they'll be able to watch their favorite stuff without bothering their brother or sister. And that's good news for parents. So this is a good, solid, nice feeling car right here. Or SUV, you might say. Dash is very sensibly laid out. And actually it kind of has a cool light blue glow for the gear selector, which is kind of neat. Kind of understated, but yet everything feels good and solid. Nice tactile feel to the buttons and switches. And overall, very nice. Well, I hope you've enjoyed GM's Main Street in Motion. I'm Drivin' Ivan Katz.